when he woke up, he was it's clearly just better at basketball than Jaylen Brown for those 45 games or so.
I guess okay. Like I'm not saying that's untrue. I guess
Okay.
I'm projecting a bit too. That I think JB, especially with no Porzingis for at least 2 months, I'm kind of leaning to JB's going to be really productive. And
I also think this: if Kawhi comes into this season healthy and he plays games relatively healthy, he's gonna be better than JB. But JB will have the playoffs.
He will have the playoffs for sure.
That's why
I think undoubtedly, no matter what you think, he will have a longer.
I think that's why you feel
playoff
like
games. Yeah,
that's why I feel like that's why you probably feel like JB's gonna have the
only by one round
over Kawhi going forward. That's probably what it is for you.
Yeah, and look, I knew I was going to get pushback. It's not like this was set in stone. But I'm just looking at it from, I guess, totality argument, not talent basketball player, because JB wouldn't be there where he is.
And also, when you factor in with the last 3 seasons, Kawhi missed one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got 3 seasons. Who the better basketball player is the talent and the game on the court. And then on top of that, projection. And how much is projection in your?
It's doing a lot, for sure. It has to, obviously. Okay. But that's the thing. It's like, not that Kawhi should be getting taxed like super hard, but 2 seasons ago he didn't play. Season before he played 50-some games, and had a very good stretch, and then kind of slowed down, and then obviously he didn't play the playoffs. So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I am taxing far too heavily on a team thing. Like I said, that's out of Kawhi, Jimmy's control. But I also think JB is going to be really good and still be able to play. So
that's true.
I mean, you called it, Derek. He was healthy and he played last year. How will we evaluate Jaylen Brown's year last year, though?
Disappointing.
Yeah, underwhelming. I think the context matters though. Like, and I just put in a headset. So, am I clear?
No, you good.
Yeah.
Tell us the context of Jaylen Brown being asked on the Boston Celtics.
I mean, just to be real, man, he played through a knee injury and had a wrist and a back thing going on, or it was an elbow thing. It was either wrist. I know wrist and knee were definite, and then it was an elbow or a back thing going on. So, when you put all of those things together and understand that he played through a partially torn meniscus, I think we could understand why it was a little underwhelming at times.
I mean, I know a player that's won MVPs off that, but I mean, I hear you.
Are all players created equally?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
He was injured.
Okay.
He was injured this season, so I will kind of give him some leeway. But if he's healthy next year, hey, all you JB truthers, next year's the year, buddy.
Oh.
Hey, you come back.
I didn't even think about that. That's a
finally
fact.
Get the number one option slot you've been looking for. Oh, if JB had his own crew, okay, we're gonna see. Mind you, still in probably the most spaced environment in the league outside of Indiana, baby. But we'll see what he does. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for JB though, honestly.
So like, I do want to ask this, right? So like, I already know where people are gonna take this, right? If Jaylen Brown hoops and they suck, empty stats, we don't care. If Jaylen Brown doesn't hoop, he's not the guy. So like, how are we as a panel? Yeah, is my question.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. It's already kind of a, to JB fans, he will, but that's kind of life. Sometimes it's not fair. Because there's always going to be a counter argument as to why he's doing well on the Celtics. But then they'll get to experience, Gifted, what ironically enough, they'll get to experience what Jason Tatum fans experience on the regular. You see,
that's a fact.
It'll be flipped on them this time.
Interesting spin there.
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no, we already experienced that from all the Tatum fans who, living in misery with their guy not being the guy that they want him to be. But go ahead, Derek. That's
No, I think JB could win in the sense of like if he's healthy. Let's assume he's healthy.
Mhm.
Come in, go and average your 27, which I think he could do. And I think the best case scenario for him is he plays like 45, 50. Boston realizes they ain't playing for a damn thing, shuts him down. He has a high ankle sprain and gets to coast, but he played his 55. He doesn't get the awards, but he gets that all-star nod because he already got that done halfway through the season. Doesn't get all NBA or anything like that. He probably wasn't getting it anyway. But then you come back and it's like, oh, well, he was hooping for the games he played. Boston just stunk. So JB could have the built-in excuse of like, well, they were tanking. He was doing his thing.
You're
That's
saying like a Dame in 23 year.
Yes.
Wow.
Many an
Okay.
example to pull from. But yeah, I feel like that's the way he would win. But it doesn't look likely. I don't know. Like they got Anthony Simons. They must think he will do something. And so I don't think Boston will openly tank until like, it's all over.
I think Anthony Simons is getting flipped by the deadline. I think they got him for cap space management, in my opinion.
I think Anthony Simons is going to look really good in Boston. Actually,
He could. I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think they're going to be like, oh, this is a reason why we need to trade him away. I think he's going to show himself to be a valuable piece over there.
That's true. That I mean, I can't argue that. But it's 3-1, so we can move on. We all got Kawhi at 1.
Okay, I'll put Kawhi at 1.
Wait.
All right, just chat again. Ignore who I'm actively placing in honorable mentions. Nothing is final. I'm just putting things on the list. That's all I am doing.
Gifted, did you have Kawhi? I didn't hear you. Did you
Yes,
have Kawhi 1?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, number 2 is where we can start having these conversations. I'm gonna be so real. I think number 2 is gonna probably be the most fun conversation. Cause listen, we have a Philadelphia 76ers fan in the building, and we have a decorated Paul George
Can't escape
hater
this.
in the building, in Jay Will. And then we have a Lakers fan. So I'm really curious.
Jay Will
how this combo goes.
was a PG guy.
Huh?
Oh no.
Me?
No. Not
No,
Jay
sir,
Will.
my boy.
Oh,
Not Jay
No,
Willie.
sir, my boy.
No.
I don't even know why he brought up PG. I don't even know why Gifted just brought up PG.
You see?
Because he
Yeah.
don't have no argument for 2. Respectfully,
He doesn't.
It's Jimmy and JB. So I'm at Jimmy. I'm picking Jimmy for 2.
All right, Derek, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, for love of the game, I like Jimmy more. But again, he's also like kind of tough to predict. And I'm sorry, as much as the Heat are like constantly proving us wrong, do I really think the Heat are going to be in a better position for success in any form more than the Boston Celtics? No. Can I get Jimmy to like care about the regular season for more than a month?
Yes, because he's in a contract year and he has to play good to get money.
I really hope that's the case.
Ooh.
Well,
ooh.
He, in fact, did not
how
have
that worked
to.
out.
he in fact immediately stopped caring about basketball and still, he got paid for what 30 plus games of what he did on the Warriors and like their desperation. He
But
didn't
he
really have
got
to play. He did get paid though.
I mean, I don't
He
know.
did get paid.
25 with Jimmy, y'all were 25-7, right?
On the Warriors, I don't think he averaged 25 on the Warriors. Let me double check.
No,
No,
I'm
he's
saying
in the
win.
record.
team
y'all
record.
record.
Oh, that. Yeah, no. He undoubtedly made us a better team for sure.
I mean, absolutely was the most.
Yeah.
valuable on that team.
Yeah.
Most valuable overall.
I see you trying to get
player.
off. I see you trying. Okay.
No, he's not the best. He's not the best. He's not the
Ah,
best.
okay.
Yeah.
Gifted, did he
So-
try for your team? Or was
Yes.
his presence just enough?
Both.
Okay.
He definitely tried for our team. He took the ball out of Jack Harlow's hands a lot, so that was good for us.
Okay.
I think he showed a ton of different ways on how he specifically impacted our team, which is cool. But I'm just saying he didn't have to play as many games at a super high level like others. But I still think Jimmy Butler's probably a better player than Jaylen Brown. Is that crazy to say at this point? Like I don't know.
He definitely. I love JB. I think I'm probably the biggest JB fan in here, listeners included. But yeah, he's definitely better than JB.
I used to answer that question with the quickness. I don't anymore, actually. I
Right.
I don't just be like, oh yeah, no, Jimmy
Wow.
Butler's better. Like I'm not there actually. I'm really not.
So Jimmy is falling from grace because I know y'all don't. Your opinion on JB didn't improve. So you just moved
Actually,
Jimmy
do
down
think
that much.
coincidentally, I do think that JB kind of improved as a on ball player last year, especially like as a passer,
Mhm.
and a playmaker a little bit. So I do
Mm-hmm.
think he got better. I think he just shot the ball worse this year, but I'm pretty confident in his like mid range abilities. That's been pretty consistent throughout his career. So if he can get back to that level of scoring, while still incrementally getting better as a passer and then maintaining, I do value his on ball defense as well. I may be higher on that than others, but I do appreciate the fact that he does do that. Because Jimmy Butler's not doing anything on like a superstar level anymore, I wouldn't say.
I think what bothers me about Jimmy is he will have role player games. Like JB, at least when he stinks, he's stinking like a starter. But there are games where Jimmy might as well sit out because he's not even being a decoy from deep. He just is phoning it in. And it's not that other players don't do that, but with Jimmy, I think he makes it pretty obvious, and he does it probably more frequently than I'd like. So that's why I have to hesitate, like Real Talk said. I have to like at least think about it. Ability is not a question. I'm taking Jimmy every day. But on like an 82 game basis, I have both players. How many like great games am I getting out of Jimmy?
That's true, but even the thing about Jimmy though, and what's like difficult about grading him out as a player is that he does all the little things. He's much better than Jaylen Brown. Like
For
all
sure.
the things that aren't going to necessarily manifest in a stat. Like he's going to be a better off-ball defender by far. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to be a better passer and connected. Like all that kind of little stuff he does kind of clear Jaylen Brown in. But as far as like more on ball and primary scoring responsibility now player, JB might be edging him out in that aspect. But is it to a degree that it supersedes like all of the little things Jimmy Butler is providing for your team? That's kind of the question.
Y'all can let me know if this is fair or not, but like how I view it is Butler can take 10 shots in a game and still have a supremely high impact on the game on both ends. A Jaylen Brown stinker is like 5 for 15 or something like that. Like, I just don't think that like the impact of it is going to be the same. And I feel like it's more like, why would you do that? More than I'm asked, like, I'm praying, please shoot the ball, Jimmy. But like, it's two different things. And I think where you fall in that is kind of just what you want more of. Like, I think Jaylen Brown is a more, I think he seeks more shots consistently than Butler does, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, Brown is definitely the louder bad game compared to Jimmy. But I think that's the thing. I think Jimmy sneaks in some like absent games. That's what bothers me. Like,
yeah, Derek, those like 8 points, I just refuse to shoot the basketball game. They're pretty loud. They're pretty loud.
Yeah.
We're like, he's out here for cardio. Like Jaylen, but that's the thing is Jaylen when he stinks, it's like it's loud bricks. It's a couple turnovers that we wish we didn't see.
But I would argue that Jimmy non-aggression is more detrimental to his team than a Jaylen Brown off shooting night.
That's what
I can hear you on that.
Though. That's why I think it's close. Like that's what's
Mhm.
making it close, like in the totality. It's not like ability. I am still taking Jimmy. I agree with all like the little things that he can do, and obviously like in tight games when he shows up, I'm definitely taking Butler. But like that's the thing. It's like he'll do this. Like he'll just be a guy like an old head you picked up like at a YMCA, and just like pass me the ball, pass it back, but don't expect me to like be moving a lot. I don't know. That bothers me, especially knowing Jimmy's ability. So
Mhm.
I don't know. That's why it's a conversation.
I
but-
think one of the really interesting things here is like for 82, I think it's fair for anyone to say I'd rather have Jalen.
right.
But for that 16, I think no matter where you stand for the 82, you
Yeah.
know that for the 16, Jimmy's the answer.
Yeah.
Fair. I wonder where we go next with this. I know the name Real Talk's gonna say.
Ace,
I
blessed
believe.
by- I'm just saying.
This goes back to what I said. Last 3 seasons, who's the better basketball player?
Sure, and that's not a
Who
discussion.
game on the court do you trust more? I think them 3 checks Jimmy. The projection, it can check JB. I hear that. He's going to play hard in the regular season. He may average 24 to 25 points, possibly. His defense going to be consistent all year long. They're going to go deep into the playoffs run. He's going to have his loud moments, yada, yada, yada. Cool. But is that one thing more powerful than 3? That's my question. JB has to, for me, JB has to close some gap here. So do we want to say that JB's closing the defensive gap on Jimmy? Y'all want to start there?
It's tough. It is tough because JB does have a ton of help defensively. Jimmy has also probably the best defender on his team, so he definitely has help too. But nah, I mean, overall, I probably got to favor Jimmy still.
Okay, so we still all agree. I was going to say, whew, we all agree Jimmy's still the best defender between these 2 players. All right.
I still think,
Now, playmaker is still who? Or let me not say
Jimmy
still.
on that.
I don't know
That's not a comment. That was no. We know who
Okay.
the better playmaker is.
And score. Y'all believe Jaylen Brown's a better scorer now?
Yeah, like for the whole season. For the whole season.
I ain't asked you about no season. I asked you who the better scorer between the 2 players.
It's how every Jimmy G Butler combo
who's
goes
scoring
It's
the
too.
field?
Super Saiyan conversation. Like in
You see
base,
how I'm not
taking
saying
JB.
it?
In I care about something.
Hey, listen, hey, chat. This is why I fucking Real Talk. This is what I like to call plausible deniability.
I like what's killing me is a lack of movement. Forget about opening his mouth. This man might be a picture. He could just say that's his home screen. Like, oh, I wasn't even here.
Someone's gonna screenshot this part of the stream and make that their avatar.
Oh, that's already been done.
Yeah.
That's already happened a million times.
Like
Derek, better scorer?
I think it's literally what Derek said. You asked me. I think the problem with this conversation for the most part is if we're gonna say who's been the better player over these 3 years, you're gonna say Jimmy Butler. But if you're just evaluating what they actually performed and produced in the season, I feel like Jaylen Brown has been more consistent as a scorer than Jimmy Butler. But that's because Butler doesn't take the regular season seriously, and that's been a thing. Do we tax him to be a worse player than Jaylen Brown because of that? If you do, I don't think that's overtly crazy. But I still think Jimmy Butler's the better basketball player, though.
There's a name that hasn't been brought up.
Here we go.
And I don't want to cause a ruckus because I also don't know what
For 2? For 2?
Hey,
what position
I already
he's going to
started
be
the
really
ruckus.
playing on his team. I think Brandon Ingram is better
Man,
than
get the fuck
Jaylen
outta here,
Brown.
bro.
Get the
I
fuck
think
out of
Brandon
here. I forgot the immediate the immediate response.
Oh shit, Jay Will definitely disagree with that one.
he got
Golly.
Hey, look, both of them are my guys. I gotta have a conversation with Jay Will about that. We gotta have a conversation. For sure.
I still don't think. I still don't
Fuck
think that's
outta
too
here.
crazy. It's not too crazy.
I don't appreciate that one.
Not too crazy.
That's funny.
Hey, let me see what Bi do this year over there in Toronto. Healthy, you know what I'm saying?
He got hurt. I give you that.
Because low key,
Yeah.
this year they both finna be the number one offensive options on their team. So on a respectable team, maybe not the.
I mean, I
greatest
don't know,
team,
man.
but on a
RJ
respect-
Barrett is a jack. Scotty Barnes is a little doofy. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
man.
I'm not saying that the roster is perfect by no means, but what I'm saying is, you know, that they have an opportunity to show themselves this year, both of them. I think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'll give you that. I will say this though. In a vacuum setting, if I have to trust one of them as like a creator, I probably trust BI more than Jaylen Brown to create. I don't think they're like both either great options, but I've just seen it more from BI at a higher level as a one to do that, even though I'm not as high on, in my opinion. I also think him being on the Raptors and not the Pelicans, he should have a heightened sense of. Actually, I can't even say that's true because there are other guys. Zion always gets hurt, so it's like I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I guess
he can.
Yeah.
Like it's not a. Well, at least to me right now, it's definitely not a like. Am I the best offensive guy over here or offensive option? I think obviously in New Orleans you have Zion, so when he does play with Zion, that's a give or take thing.
Yeah,
I do think he walks into Toronto like, nah, I'm the dude this year. Like,
but I don't know if
really see
they
why he
believe
wouldn't.
that. No, right, but like I think that they want Barnes to be their best guy, and like how that plays out on the court, I actually don't know.
Be their best player and be their number one offensive option.
Let me reenact Jay Will. Man,
Uh-huh.
get the fuck out of here. Let me reenact Jay Will, man. What are we talking about?
I'm just saying, Wes.
No, sir. No, sir.
I agree with Real Talk. Like, I think even if they think Barnes is their best player, that doesn't mean he has to be the number one shot taker or scorer.
Sure.
Although you're killing me with saying BI is heightened. It's definitely not heightened awareness. Not when that stuff is free in Canada. I don't think BI will have any problem scoring. I just feel like it's not. I don't know. Like, who's going to be a better record by All-Star break, Boston or Toronto?
Shit. Boston.
I think it's
I
very.
ain't gonna hold you. Boston still has.
I dare never
Derek
say
White,
Boston.
so I'm gonna say Boston. I think
I don't know. I
Number
think
one
Toronto's
concern
gonna-
for them is a
It's
center.
close. I think it's
Like,
close.
I think the Raptors
Who's-
actually might have more talent though, low key.
Oh no, I don't even think that's up for debate right now because
Okay.
I mean because I'm so high on Quickly. I still believe in Quickly.
Mhm.
I think
Okay.
RJ sucks, but you know, for what it's worth, he can score a little bit. Grady Dick, you have Jakob. They have a real center. I think that matters. Obviously,
True.
Scotty. Obviously, Bi. And then they have, I think, a real defensive identity with a lot of their bench guys. Jamal Shed being a backup point guard. You have, although Boucher isn't a great defender, not even really a good one, but he has his moments. And I
Boucher's
think those
gone,
things will.
To be
Oh,
fair.
Boucher's gone.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Boucher is gone. Yeah.
Oh
See.
yeah, he's on the Celtics actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
they replaced
As
him
we're
with
talking about Jaylen Brown and Brandon.
As we're talking
Ingram.
about-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
Wow.
Boucher turn into
Hold
Al
on.
Horford.
Boucher's in Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I worry about Boston not having a five. Who's gonna be their big man this year?
They gonna
Boucher.
have, I believe Keita and Luka Garza.
Yeah,
Are the
so,
two guys.
so not a lot. Yeah, no, it's pretty stinky. I mean, the Raptors also got their rookie, but they got to see a power forwards again. So I don't know what they're thinking.
Team 6'8".
Oh, they did get Colin Murray, boy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they think he can play the five, but I think it's a fun like situation for BI. I just wish everybody else was like a little more pass happy. Like I wish IQ was a little bit
Right.
first. I wish RJ was a little more pass first. Then I think BI could like actually look really, really good. I think that is like a fun team construction around him. But yeah, I think like even even with that said, I feel like Jimmy's still the better player today. Like, especially if we're talking about like Jaylen Brown. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's he still gets the nod for me over both of those players. I think Ingram, for what it's worth, like I love him. He's got to put together some real healthy campaigns. We're going on what, year 8, year 9 for him. So yeah, we need more basketball. You know, can't keep missing 40 games because your toe hurts. But that's my guy. So.
Okay, fair. Real talk. Do you stand on your BI take, or has that changed for you at all?
No, I'm actually still around this opinion. Actually, I'm
Okay.
Bi didn't really get to show himself last year. I think if, of course, this is putting a lot on, but I think this opinion would have played out well, actually, considering the year Jaylen Brown had, if Bi just plays like regular Brandon Ingram, in my opinion. But I can't just put that on him, of course, because he didn't play. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to see what both of them do this upcoming year. I do think it's in the air, but I do kind of lean towards Brandon Ingram.
Okay, bet. Well, I'm gonna wind back the mass reaction real quick because I do want
to cause a ruckus.
See, what I like about this is Real Talk knows what things can result in. So, guys, I'm not trying to cause no ruckus, and then Jay Will just loses his shit. I want to see.
Also, don't know what
For two.
Hey,
what position he's going to be really playing on his team. I think Brandon Ingram is better than.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Brandon Ingram is better than.
It's so quick, man.
Someone get the
Ingram.
Get the fuck out of here.
Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, one of them. Look, he had a terrible season last year. Absolutely, I definitely can admit that. He had a terrible season last year.
Yeah,
but man, look, bro. Brandon Ingram from year before last, man, we saw the playmaking leap. We saw him get into his spots to the mid-range scoring. Man, look, I like Brandon Ingram. I don't know what role he's going to be playing on the Pelicans, but
why is he better than Jaylen Brown?
Clears as a passer playmaker. He clears him as a passer playmaker. What are we talking about?
No, get back to the Jimmy JB talk. We're not finna.
Bro, why are we talking about Jimmy? Jimmy Butler is not serious. Why are we taking Jimmy Butler serious in 2024? I'd rather have Brandon Ingram on my team in 2024 than Jimmy Butler.
You capped out. You capped out. You capped
Jimmy
out.
Butler.
No way you said that.
Come on.
He's gonna be 37 years old.
Wow, I can't believe you said that. I didn't mean to interrupt the video like that, but I can't believe you said that.
Well, at this point, I'm just defensive, so
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
I gotta swing at something.
right. There is a lot of pushback on him right now, so I understand.
36, something
I
like
get
that.
Yeah,
He's
Jimmy's
still a better
35
basketball
right
player
now.
than that man.
I want to be.
Did he play in the playoffs too?
He got hurt in the playing game.
He also was getting sat by Willie Green, but
He literally got sat by Willie Green. That 100%
He
did
didn't
happen.
play in the playoffs. He wasn't all that great in the regular season, and he's getting a year older. He's already in his mid-30s.
And Brandon Ingram missed a lot of games because of a pinky toe injury. Are we serious?
Did you? Hold on. Did you just watch Brandon Ingram in the playoffs, bro?
He was hurt. He rushed back from injury.
And Jimmy
Brandon
Butler,
Ingram was bad last year. I can admit that, but Brandon
And
Ingram
Jimmy
is young
Butler-
enough to
and
have
Jimmy
a
Butler-
bounce-back season.
and when Jimmy Butler's hurt, he performed better than that shit.
That's true. That's facts.
right.
I heard Jimmy Butler gave you better production than Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
real
that's
talk.
fine.
Let me
Who plays
ask you.
better on a bad leg competition, I guess.
Nah,
That's what
Eli
you wanna
Oh
do.
wow!
real talk. What's your projection for Brandon Ingram this year? Like, what do you
I
expect?
think,
that-
but again, that's why I said, because you hopefully they have Zion there playing the whole season, and then that kind of gets
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Listen, as a member of his FC, it's tough times right now, man. He did not stay healthy either.
For them, so I don't know what kind of role Brandon Ingram is going to be playing. And again, I'm going to acknowledge that Ingram had a bad season last year. He did, but I think he's young enough to have a bounce back season. And if part of this is also projection, I'm taking the BI's mid to late 20s.
Yeah, I think he's 26.
But the younger player don't always outproduce than the other player that you think.
Everybody's all these niggas not finna be KD and LeBron and Steph. Some of these people get old and then they not finna be like. For us to just assume that Jimmy Butler is going to be better than he was last year is a hell of an assumption, in my opinion. It's a hell of an assumption just to make. He's also somebody that has deals with knee problems. He's also somebody who doesn't play a ton of games in the regular season. Most of his value comes in playoff time, and then playoff time he didn't even play.
Okay, but like the one problem I have with this though, and like I think you would have a much better argument if Brandon Ingram's durability was similar to that of JB's. But Brandon Ingram, first off, not only is he
be hurt.
Not only is he a bad fit player. Let me just read you off. So in 21, he played 55 games. In 22-23, he played 45 games. Last year, he played 64 games. Jimmy Butler is not only playing more games than him, he's a more efficient basketball player. His scoring is more reliable than his, and he has more playoff moments than BI. And also, if you're projecting
more reliable in the playoffs,
Jimmy Butler is not a more reliable player in the playoffs. Are you questioning that?
No, I'm saying, are you saying just in the playoffs? Because for the 82, I don't know if Jimmy Butler's a more reliable scorer.
He's. Do you think what? What
All right.
Jay was stumbling. Didn't even know what to say to you.
Hey, look. I think real talk cooked with that last point. I'm confused by this. Jimmy's a more reliable scorer through 8. Like Gifted didn't say through 82, so I won't put that on him. But I think Ingram's a better scorer and a more reliable scorer. I think in the playoffs, he's only been there twice. And if you remember when he played the Suns, he was very close.
He hooped for the Suns.
And then when he met Lou, he was coming off an injury, didn't play that well. But I mean, come on, man. Like, I don't know. The sample size is too small for me to be too harsh on him for his playoff because he was one good, one bad. So
I guess Brandon Ingram can't get the played OKC tax, but
Oh wow.
Best player in the world can, but Brandon Ingram can't,
Yeah.
So okay, I actually think I would still stand on the scoring take, primarily because Jimmy Butler as the number one offensively has just had more consistent highs in different moments. I just think that it's hard to always have any conversation rationally about Jimmy Butler because the nigga is a troll. Like I can't say it any more than that. He does not attempt games with the same fervor as a Jaylen Brown, as even I would say, even Kawhi Leonard. Like they all have higher scoring motives. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy doesn't care. But even with me saying that sounds like bail. I'm not trying to bail him out or anything. I'm just saying that's my opinion of it to me. So I don't know. It's a little air. I think BI could be in tune to have another strong scoring season in Toronto. But again, I'm with Derek. The fit just doesn't really make much sense to me right now. Like, who's going to be ball dominant on the team? Is it going to be him? Is it Barnes? Like, who is that going to be for them this year?
Brandon Ingram. They're going to sit that sorry sucker from Duke on the bench. Put Grady at his rightful spot as a starting 2 guard. Let IQ run the 1. Put Scotty at the 4. You got Jakob at the 5. You have a really good, I won't say really good, let me not guess it, but I think you have a balanced lineup. I think the lineup makes sense. And in that instance, now Ingram gets to really, really shine with what he does best. You get to slot Scotty properly. Don't ask Scotty to do too much. Obviously, IQ can do what he does best. Grady gets to just play off of guys, and I think he'll find open shots. And y'all could, hey, be the stable in the, in the paint. So I think that's the move. Now, if that sorry sucker from Duke ends up being the starting two guard, we're gonna have problems.
I might
Be
not agree
more
with that.
optimistic about that, man. RJ Barrett isn't terrible,
I don't think
Bruh,
RJ
he
played that bad
sucks,
last
bruh.
year. Was he really that bad to you last
RJ
year?
is bad, bro. He's just a bad basketball player. Like he can put up some decent numbers, but he's never like uber efficient. As a matter of fact, he oftentimes is inefficient. And if you watch him, he's not a winning player, bro. Like he's just out there and playing me hoops. And I guess me hoops are cool when you're in a losing situation, but he's not good enough to play me hoops. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. He's not good to me though. Like I'm on the record. I didn't like him coming out of high school. I thought it was
Mhm.
crazy that he was ranked over Zion. I
I did
thought it
too.
was crazy that he had hype at Duke. I don't think he's that good, man. But that's just me.
Were you one of the ones thinking Cam Reddish was better at Duke?
Cam Reddish was definitely better as a younger player. Um, do I think he showed it? Nah, but he had more skill. He was more talented, and I think due to skill set and politics, Cam ended up having to take a back seat. He was put on the back burner
Right.
for RJ and Zion, and I think it really should have been, yo, Cam and Zion. Yeah, but that's the problem when three guys that talented, that good, with that much prowess, really go to the same school. That's why I'm not like really in favor of it. Like two, I get. Three though, that's too much. And I think you saw it was on full display that year. But yeah, Cam was better out of high school to me. RJ, everything about him is mid, bruh. Just man, I don't know, bruh. Like,
I haven't heard Wes talk about no other player
Yeah,
like
he
this,
really
bro.
does not like RJ.
I did not know that.
Yeah, RJ is just yuck. Like,
Well, I think I sipped the RJ Kool-Aid later in the same video because he got traded, and I'm sorry, that man was producing after that trade, and I'm like, all right, he got traded, played well. Last year was very up and down for him. I think he was kind of mid last year, but how that fits on the team, I don't know. I think Wes, the last thing I'll say is they're thinking about trading RJ, so like. There's a chance that he's not really going to be on this team. And if that's the case, then this entire dynamic might look a lot different, to be honest.
you know what? You know what's holding up trade talks?
What's that?
Him being so sorry.
All right. I'll go fast forward. I'll fast forward through. Okay, so these wound up being our three. Now, I think the funniest part about every tier list that we did is anytime a guy failed this way, two more guys would come up, and that guy that could have been 4 might drop to 5 or 7. So I'm curious what other names we brought up here to put over BI here. Let's see.
Since Wes thinks he's so good. And then I got why he thought he was so good. It was no Zion out there. He was the point forward. He was making skip passes. He was
Are you talking about
collapsing
22?
the defense, making the 22 year before last, whatever year that
No. Yeah. Okay. Word. Okay. Yeah.
And when I saw Brandon Ingram like that, scoring practically at will in the mid-range area, he's 6'10", can't nobody really block a shot. Making skip passes, making right reads, having the ball, having to be a point forward. I'm like, damn, right, Bri is. And mind you, we had already saw some of that potential on the Lakers in his young days when we gave him the ball before some point guards and Bron got to the team.
Okay, real talk, seen it coming.
But he showed some playmaking chops all the way back then. So when I was seeing it again, and then he was a 25 plus per game scorer consistently, I'm like, nah, BI is Bi is a damn good basketball player, and I don't know.
I think. Look,
JB
I think I'm not tripping about somebody telling me Bi was a better playmaker than Paul George last year because James Harden, Kawhi played 65 games. I'm cool with that. The year before that, no sir. The year before that, no sir. The year before that, no sir. So 1 year, okay, cool. I hear it. Shot creation, getting downhill, Paul George still do that better.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Why did Jay Will say shot creation and then said nothing at all about the shot creation? How did y'all feel about that?
Downhill better is something to say about Paul George.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. I think let me, my fandom is gonna show if I say that. I think Ingram, I think one of the flaws in his game, especially in New Orleans, and it'll be interesting to see if he's ironed this out in Toronto. He would just settle for a lot of unnecessary middies because that's where he's comfortable. But he would literally have pathways to the basket. He could create. He could get deeper into the paint. He would just choose to settle. If he improves upon that, good for him. But I can understand why Jay Will said that at that point. I still think, though, like PG, man, after 23, or no, this is 24, yeah. After 24, it was pretty clear that he was cooked getting downhill. So I don't understand what that line of thinking was. Aside from just being long.
PG just doesn't get by people anymore, man.
He kind of lost that. Yeah.
Like he got the bap, and he can catch people on occasion. You know what I'm saying? On occasion, he can catch you with the bap, hit you with a little hezo, and now you out of position. Then but outside of that, it's kind of finito. He can't really get by nobody, bro. Which is wowzers. But he is an elite jump shooter, or at least from three, I will say so. Still gets you value there. I think he just needs to play with advantages created for him because I think he's skilled enough to operate out of that. I do still think that.
Yeah.
But as far as him initiating any kind of advantage creation, days are over with unless he can run pick and roll against a center that's in a deep drop so he can just come off and shoot. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not. And I don't want him to. McCain, Maxey, and Embiid create all the good shots for PG moving forward. Let's hope they go in.
Who McCain create good shots for Paul George?
He's got better feet.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone does have to do it.
Getting downhill, Paul George.
PG's showing his age for that.
That might be more debatable.
Paul George still do that better than me. He's bigger. He's the bigger player. Brandon Ingram barely gets there.
Paul George barely get to the rim.
They both asked against the rim. We being real.
They are both.
Yeah,
they're both bad at it. I still think the bigger player, stronger player, could do it better.
So who's the better pull-up shooter?
Pull-up shooter from where?
Oh, Paul George by default.
From three, it's going to be PG.
From three, it's PG. From two, I don't know.
That's why I asked you from where.
You know what? Better yet, I'll look it up. I'll look it up real quick. Let's go to cleaning the glass. Shit! I forgot all about my cleaning the glass. Clean the glass era. Oh man! Actually, I don't think
we had to pull up clean the glass for this.
Let me go to NBA.com for that.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
For what it's worth, this is off of PG's best shooting season ever. We wanted to sign.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to say Philly stupid, all
PG's the better jump shot.
But this is the other part of the conversation that makes it harder when you're trying to rank players, right? The stretch that Real Talk is really referring to is when Brandon Ingram had the ball in his hands to be more effective. When Zion is back on the floor, he's not a better fit. He can't tap into those same traits.
I literally just said that. The scaling down thing between everybody from, bro. Scaling down is going to matter way more in this on this list, bro. how well you can do that.
But even in what you said, I think right now in their career, I think Bi can be a better 2 than Paul George.
But what does he do like overtly way better than Paul George to warrant him being a better 2? Like
I just think he's a better on-ball basketball.
You would
player
you would
Paul
want.
George.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. You would want Brandon Ingram over Paul George if Giannis is your 1?
I'm gonna pause it right there. What y'all say to that?
The shooting.
It's actually
numbers,
one of the.
you know.
Go
Oh, go
ahead. All right, I'll take it. One of the pause, but one of the things that I proposed, one of the trades I proposed last year was before Middleton had got moved, was getting Brandon Ingram to Milwaukee. So whether or not you fall on PG or Ingram is neither here nor there to me. But I definitely would rather have a younger player beside Giannis, who also had more similarities, I think, to Chris Middleton in terms of getting 2 shots in the mid range and setting up his game than PG. I think PG, yeah, beside Giannis for sure.
But see, PG does offer like that 3-point shooting next to Giannis specifically. Now the thing about Middleton is in his heyday, he was able to provide both, right? And get to
Right.
mid range, but he was also an elite 3-point shooter. So it's kind of
That's
like
true.
pick your poison. I'm still saying Bi though, because late in game, I'm still trusting Bi as an on-ball player as of 2025 than Paul George. As far as next to Giannis, and I do think Giannis like kind of requires that for his play style and just archetype of player. So yeah, I'm still leaning towards Bi as a second option with Giannis.
Who I think moving forward, I might want to trust Bi simply because of the age. I think play style wise, Paul George is a better fit. Ideally, I think Giannis's advantage creation next to Paul George. I think Paul George would more easier eat off of that. See, it's funny, right? Because I said for years, Bi and Zion could work if they function like Giannis and Chris did, and that never came to light.
Mhm.
I also think it's because Giannis isn't a great screener, but that's a conversation for another day. I think with Bi, like he's best when the ball is in his hands more. Giannis is going to take that away from him. So can he scale down and fit more in those sets than Paul George? I really don't think so.
I don't know though, because Giannis does like we say that about Giannis now because it like hasn't worked out with Dame. But like if you watch them, he does have pick and roll chemistry with some other players. It just hasn't panned out with Dame. But like KPJ and him can have some really nice possessions in pick and roll. Chris Middleton and him actually used to be pretty good in PNR action. And I think the difference is, maybe Bi is a ball handler who probes in that mid-range area to where that works with the Giannis slip. You know what I'm saying? Like instead
That's
of
fair.
Dame is either he needs the good screen so he can get that 3 off, or Dame is trying to get all the way downhill. Dame isn't really
You're not trying to get to that midi like that.
probing
Right.
to the mid-range.
Exactly.
So I think a Bi and Giannis pick and roll would probably be a little bit better than some people think right now. And like I said, I just think he needs the on-ball creator, and I think Bi is better at that right now than Paul George.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I think that's spot on, especially for the 2 guys we're talking about and the way they fit beside Giannis. I think the 3-point shooting is definitely key and it's important, but unless you're going to use PG exclusively in a role similar to like Gary Trent, which obviously they would not do, I don't think it's as serviceable. I don't think it's as serviceable because I think on ball PG is just he's so much worse than he used to be to me.
Yeah.
Now
So,
they
like-
were like 3rd or 4th option. Now I'm saying, okay, PG
Okay.
because now less responsibility, use you as less of a priority as far as creation, kind of playing off the others. 3-4 role next to Giannis, got it. But 2 and actually needing that like that level of responsibility, yeah.
So like I got like a brief, vague question before we get I would say deeper into the listing here, right? How cooked is Paul George in terms of small forwards then? Is he like bottom 5 on the 15? Like where would he be? Just ballpark range for you right now.
He's well done.
Oh shit.
So that's what cooked means. Pretty well done. Not a lot of flavor. You're only ordering that if you don't trust the restaurant. So he's down there, man. If we're talking third option is your best situation, then should you really be in top 5 talks at your position?
I guess
Top
my
5?
question
No.
would be if you had to choose, which I pretty much know where you all are gonna go. So I was gonna say Amen. Everybody here is gonna go Amen before they go PG, right? Okay.
Sure.
When you go there, I think that pretty much frames PG, yeah, pretty comfortably. I small forward off the top of my head, like we're counting Franz. P5
Yeah.
is the 4. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think PG is at 10 at the very best, probably somewhere in there. I think it's hard for me to see him. Like I think 15 would be too low, you know?
Okay.
Probably.
I
yeah.
think 7 would be too high. So somewhere in between, maybe like 9
10,
and
12,
13.
11.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Okay, fair. Well, we'll see what type of year Paul George has. I know Derek is hoping it's a good one. We'll see what happens with that. Oh, I forgot DeMar did come up right after BI. Forgot all about DeMar DeRozan on his list.
I go Ingram.
I'm going with BI.
All right.
It's
BI
very
5.
close though. I do think that's close, but I'm fine with BI at 5.
So the next one is DeMar.
All right, so we went BI over DeMar. Yeah, I really don't think we're gonna have any crazy arguments for him Very close. not being here. So we officially wrapped up the 1 and 2 through 5 tier. I think we did pretty solid on those. We'll do polls after this is done to see what y'all think about that. Okay, man. Okay. 6 to 10. After DeMar DeRozan, who do we have at 7?
Let me look what I had. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So many names, bro. Jesus Christ.
Oh man. I think my next 2, I think I could be Chris Middleton bias on this. My next 2 was between Chris and Franz.
Okay. Well, at least he got mentioned.
Okay.
So I'm really like I don't know. I think Chris coming into the season hurts him with 2 ankle surgeries. But then like what I just saw from the playoffs, and then I think Milwaukee, I think Giannis and Dame have a better year together. I think the Bucks have a better year, period. I think Chris Middleton finds his way to ease himself back into it to where maybe he can give me a shell of himself of what I just saw him do in the playoffs. Because that shit was good.
Chris
So-
did
playoffs.
hoop, to be fair.
So then
Chris
it's like,
did
okay.
hoop.
He hooped.
during that. He hooped.
He played
hooped.
very well during
I
that
can't
playoff
even like
series.
act
Yes.
like he did. He played well. I can't even lie.
Then it turned into a
But
Kyle
he's not
Kuzma
better
trade
than
piece.
Franz. I mean, Franz
No.
has gotten out of these combos definitely after this year.
All right, listen, I'm not trying to violate, but like I just want to get some clarity, okay? How close are Brandon Ingram and DeMar as players? Like I dead ass want to know.
You know,
I'm just asking. I didn't say nothing. I'm just asking.
it's all right. You still got to deal with Jack Harlow, as you like to call him. So
I
it's
do.
cool. And the guy who they I won't even say that, bro. That's such a wild nickname, bro. But Kuminga, you know where I was going with that.
I do.
Anywho,
I do.
I don't think they're close at all. Like, I think respectfully, and I'm not saying this like Ingram is some god tier, demi god level player, or anything like that. But I think Ingram is actually impactful. Like, and I think he's good for winning. I think he drives winning at times. DeMar could not be like more of the opposite. I think DeMar, anytime he's on the court, he's just accumulating stats. I don't think he impacts the game. I don't think he affects it. I don't think he's really doing anything that's driving winning, man. At this point in his career, I'm not making that statement to make it seem like that's always been DeMar. That hasn't always been my stance on him. But right now, like, nah, DeMar is just out there, man. Might give you 27. Might be decent efficiency, but is he actually driving winning? Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not.
I mean, I think he still obviously is a quality NBA player just because he does do something at a very elite level, like
Mhm.
top 99 percentile in the league, which is shoot mid-range shots and hit them. So there's value in that. It's just, and he can pass a little bit, but it's like outside of that, it's like, what are you doing, pal? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you really providing for me? So maybe in like a 6-man role, maybe that, and he's just on a team where he's like, you know what, you just come in here and you score. You know what I'm saying? And that's your job, and we can handle everything else. Maybe in that kind of circumstance, but I don't
I
know.
don't see that either. He
Very
plays too slow to be a 6-man. That's why like the 6-man stuff with DeMar never made sense to me. I think 6 men have to play fast unless they're table setters. Like 6 men who come off the bench and just go get to it, they play with a certain level of tempo, man. They're moving, they're gunning. DeMar is molasses on the court, bro. Like, no.
I don't know that he has to be a tempo pusher. I mean, obviously, like at the stage he's at in his career, like DeMar's not, he's not raising anything. I feel like something should be said to the fact that he hasn't gone to good situations for his game or situations that don't involve a lot of winning. So I feel like that also paints him in a certain light. But I feel like, yeah, at this stage, DeMar's only success that we're going to recognize is just being on an already established team and being kind of the fourth option, so to speak, not starting. I do mean as like a substitute guy, but I think a stabilizing force is something DeMar can do like really well. And I think he's more of like a calming presence for an offense that maybe like has some younger guys that play quickly and he can slow them down. Or if they're struggling to find a bucket, I think he can do that. It's just like his defense being abysmal, like woefully bad, especially at this stage. That's why he just can't realistically start on a contending team moving forward.
You know who
Like,
I like?
He's a good player still.
I found like some parallels between like DeMar now and like late Melo, where it's like,
Oh wow. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
like,
I
yeah,
literally just
like
thought
they're
that.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're good enough to be like they're an NBA player. But even then, Melo could hit a three. Like DeMar don't do that. But like it's like, what are you? Is it worth? Are you worth like potentially having another spacer on the court next to our better player than you are a better defender who assists our better player? Like, what is the give and take as far as doing stuff like that? So I I disagree with what I do think he could come off the bench solely because I'm thinking now, like, if he came off the bench right now, he would immediately, from what I'm thinking, be the best offensive player off the bench in the league. And I do think that has some value. Like, I think you can run your offense through DeMar with a second unit against a second unit. I do think there's
Okay.
value in that. I'm not gonna lie, but outside of that, I'm kind of good on DeMar.
So like my take on the DeMar BI stuff, in terms of impact, I leave the window open for Brandon Ingram because I saw impact at a high level in a playoff series. I saw you like will your team to wins against a dominant Phoenix Suns team, right? Like I've seen you have these moments. I also saw when I think Zion was out for the whole year, you backpacked that Pels team and you almost made it run at the end, right? Like I did see these moments out of him, but I think I'm having a hard problem offensively seeing a crazy difference outside of the playmaking, because I think the shot making efficiency of DeMar is quite frankly why he's still a starting player, because his defense is horrible. I think the bigger difference is the size between these players, and a BI isn't as bad as he is defensively. I think that's why like he's a better player than him, but just the efficiency with his shot is what makes him a viable starting option. But I think on a team that's actually trying to win, he just can't really play. I leave that window open for Brandon Ingram, but I also don't think he can be like a high offensive role, at least right now, if you're trying to win either. So that's why it's kind of overall close to me. But as players, I still think it's comfortably BI.
Okay, where you land? Because I was gonna ask you, like,
Yeah.
if you all had traded for Brandon Ingram, or dare I
Right.
say Denver had swapped MPJ with Brandon Ingram, are we sure we don't look at those teams? And I mean, obviously for you, I wouldn't say you all would have been better than you were with Jimmy, but I think you would have had. I think it would have been a stabilizing force. Would have put you all in a position to have more success than you had prior to him getting there, similar to how Jimmy did. And for like Denver, I think, and I'm an OKC fan, I think if Brandon Ingram's on that team, that series could have easily gone in their favor. Like I think he's a really, really, really good two beside the right one.
Yeah, and like that's why I give him grace, because to me, I still think he has room to grow, and a lot of his years have been compromised because of injury. So I still think that there's like a pathway for him to be a more viable player. I think with DeMar, he's clearly on the decline, and he's hanging on by a thread because of his, hey, I can make tough ass baskets most people can't make, and that's why he still starts, because he is still like easily one of the craziest shot makers in the league. It's just a midi every time, which is like,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we can get back here to the list. I'm wondering who came up next after DeMar DeRozan. Had him there. It might have been MPJ. There's Franz headshot right there. Let me put this up. Oh no, it's Franz next.
Last one.
Now, when
I do want to say this. Franz was better than KP. I said KP, sorry. Franz was better than, I would say, Middleton. He was. I understand Jay Will struggling based on how Jay Will views the years of like elite play, especially seeing how Chris Middleton played overall in the first round. But I think Franz is probably like a top 5 caliber small forward. Is that fair to say right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially with how lacking in depth this position is. He definitely is there.
Okay. So then,
yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I think Franz is. I'm actually really high on Franz. I like Franz. I think
I'm
he's
looking
a
at
toss
this
up
list.
between P5.
I'm saying, like, right
He
this
might be
second,
the best.
right this second, like
He might be the best one, actually.
Yeah.
If I do see J-Dub was down there. If J-Dub's a 3, then I do have J-Dub better.
that's the problem. We called J-Dub before. I don't know what we still have to decide what we're doing.
I don't know
this
what
year,
J-Dub is at this point, because he can be whatever OKC needs him to be at a given moment. So it's like,
Yeah.
I think that's open. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm higher on Franz than people are. I don't think I'm part of the camp that say Paolo clears Franz as a player. I don't think I'm there. I might think Paolo is better than Franz. I just think that they're both young players that have flaws in their game, but have chances to like really show themselves at a high level. Where would you guys like put them as players on their team? Like, is that close for y'all? Is it far and away better? Like, how do you guys view that?
I'm sorry, rephrase that.
Sure. So for Paolo and Franz, right? I think they have roles in terms of like needing to be the lead guys on their own team and whatnot, but they're currently right now on the same team. There's a part of basketball called stat sheet community. I like that community. And then there's the I want a bucket. Most people think Paolo clears Franz, and then there are some people who think Franz cleared Paolo. I'm trying to ask y'all, where do you think it actually is right now, headed into next season? Is that even close for y'all?
I mean, it's close. I think Paolo has a lead on Franz. I don't know how to like measure it, like what to tell you. It's like in track, it's like an arm's length, which, you know, a full stride ahead I'm giving Paolo. But I think Franz showed enough last year to make you think it's comfortable. I just think Paolo has more going for him right this second and less to work on than Franz. Is kind of like my main thing. But I also am a Paolo believer. I don't know if I'm the biggest Paolo believer up here, but I feel like that's where my head's at.
You think he had, when you say that, are you saying from a scoring perspective offensively, or like his whole game?
In totality, as a number one best player. I think Franz is the better defender. I don't think that's too much of a conversation, but I think because Orlando is so good defensively, I'm not too worried about what their number one player does defensively, as long as you're not a full turnstile. I don't think Paolo is, even if Franz is like above average. I think offensively, that's where I trust Paolo to kind of just... Paolo's taking a next step offensively before Franz does, for me. And that's why I'm like more comfortable saying that.
Okay. I understand anyone saying Paolo. I think Franz, he fixed the hitch in the shot, in the offseason. We'll see if it actually, is beneficial when the season starts. But I truly trust Franz more. I like his game more. I like where he operates on the court more. And when he's not playing to accommodate the other, I think he makes more sense as a basketball player. I think he's just better. I think he's a better passer. To me, I think he processes the game a little bit better. He's a better finisher. I like the way he operates in the mid-range more. I like his game more. I think he's a more well-rounded player, well-versed, able to scale up and down. And I think the biggest Achilles heel for him, obviously, is his three-point shot. Aside from that, I don't feel like he has the same amount of holes. I think Paolo in the mid-range as a finisher, I think he has more holes. And I think it's like creation, though. Yeah, you're bigger. I may trust you more as a creator, but I don't know. I like Franz more.
How about you, Real Talk?
I might be even more Paolo leaning than Derek is. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like this really isn't a conversation. I think how teams will guard them, it won't be a conversation. I think Paolo is the more dominant figure on the court. I just think Paolo's the better player. I'm just be honest with you. I get Franz is better defensively, but Paolo is the one for that team, and I think he shows that a lot. Anytime they have participated in the playoffs, it's not the most efficient, but I just look at what's happening on the court and how the team reacts, how the other team reacts, how Orlando plays as a team, including Franz.
Mhm.
Like, I think everybody just kind of acknowledges Paulo's the best player on their team. So yeah, I'm comfortably Paulo.
Number one overall pick versus, where did Franz fall? Somewhere outside the top 10.
No, I thought Franz was still top 5. Or maybe was he
Franz was top
6?
5.
7.
And then Franz go like I
7th,
think,
JD said 7.
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
7th.
I was
Excuse
gonna say
me.
he didn't
Yeah.
fall too far.
All right.
There was, yeah.
I think where I'm at with it, bro, is if we're just okay. Paolo before the injuries was consensus the best player, but once Paolo went down, and then Franz showcased what he could do, he's also like right there. And then I think in the playoffs this year, Paolo was better than Franz, right? I think the first year they went back and forth in a full, I would say 6 or 7 game series versus the Cavs, I'm pretty sure, right? So to me, like that type of play, I think people say Paolo because he has a higher ceiling than Franz. I think that's what it is. People believe in the ceiling of Paolo being larger than Franz, even though the floor might be better for Franz. And I think that's the conversation. I don't think it's crazy to think Paolo has a higher ceiling. So I'm kind of like iffy on it. I don't have like a strong take in either or direction. I just think that I need to see more of a larger sample size to say that I believe in either of them as number one players for me. I'm not so
How Paulo started that season last year, and then
He was
after he
killing.
came back from injury and got his feet back up under him post All-Star break,
Mhm.
that player is better than Franz. I'm pretty comfortable saying that also. Franz is really good. Shout out to him. He's not Paolo when Paolo is clicking.
But I think when Paolo went down, how
when
Franz
is
played was
clicking, exactly.
But
Close
even
to me.
then, but I'm saying
And they had a better
to me,
record without Paolo than
they
without
had
Franz.
they had more healthy players when Franz was playing without Paulo than vice versa. But I know that's having your starting center, I guess, doesn't matter and stuff. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just-
I mean,
What
there's
I'm-
been a huge debate on whether or not Goga was actually better than Wendell. So I don't know.
I'm talking about
Man, Wendell FC in the mud.
also, what you call his brother got hurt too. But
Yeah, Mo.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
No. He was good, but he wasn't their starter.
No, but he was, I think, a good piece. I think to your point, Wes, I think the reason why it's almost easier to like Franz more is because he's easier to scale and fits better as number 2, number 3 option, right? He's easier to plug and play than Paolo, because I think
Mhm.
Paolo we've only seen as basically number 1 option or 1A when Franz is there. And it's been muddy. I mean, either way you cut it, like Orlando's offense, Paolo's entire existence has not been good. Like they're pretty routinely bottom 20, and they're a defensive oriented team with some of the worst spacing the league has had in the past 5 years. So I don't think it's been helpful to either player. I think they both have had moments where they've gotten to shown like they're good at getting to the cup and trying to create. But I think what Paolo does that he just hasn't excelled yet, but I trust he's getting better at, is working from the elbow. Franz is like a routinely, I'm going to be at the 3-point line, attack from the wings, and get to the cup. And then obviously create and dish for others. And that's like a good style of play. I think Paolo knows that he can't operate like that completely, and he's trying to get better at the elbows, use his frame. He has the turnaround that so far has missed more than's gone in, but he can play make from that angle. He can turn his shoulder, get to the cup, and draw a ton of contact and live at the free throw line. So I feel like this is a thing, like he's growing into a position that he knows Orlando is going to need from him. Rather, Franz is just playing to his strengths. So still a really good player, but I think Franz is in a better situation to show what he is right now. I think Desmond Bane is going to be the biggest help to Paolo's game this season, and that's what's going to be the difference maker of true number one option.
And see, like I have something that might sound disrespectful, but is there any world where Bane is the best option of the three?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Most efficient, yes.
Yes.
Best
Most efficient.
No. And I mean, it depends on how you view the game, because efficiency, we know how much it matters. So for the crowd who's going to be like, hey, the most efficient option is this player, so therefore we should go with this guy. I understand it, I guess, but yeah, I don't think it always works out that way either, Derek. And I think I think the most aggressive player is typically the one that I like to, I guess, lean on. And I think the difference between Franz and Paulo for me, while still understand anybody giving him the nod, is because he's so much more aggressive when it comes to getting to his spots on the court and just getting a bucket. And I understand why that could, sway some people.
I think for me, the only thing I need to see Paulo do is consistently get to his spots in the paint. I think my biggest problem with Paulo is his shot diet. There's another word for it. I think it's ass. I don't think he's elite efficiency at any one area on the floor. But I do think in terms of scoring, like trying to aggressively score, he's more equipped to do that than Franz. I just think the floor of what Franz does is routinely more reliable than Paulo. But who gets guarded harder? It's been Paulo in the playoffs. So that's why for me, I'm more in between on this. If Paulo was a more effective guy in the paint, this wouldn't be close to me at all. I would really be there with you.
So that's the other question. It's once they do get spacing, who does that who's going to be the beneficiary of that the most? And I think that's Paulo.
I think on paper that should be Paulo.
And then I think that also that drives that just furthers the gap, in my opinion, honestly. I think if Orlando is a well-spaced team, I think Paulo then kind of, because now there's more angles to the rim, there's more spacing, obviously. And then if your five can shoot, then it's also just less at the rim to contend with. And him being 6'10", 250 with.
But he's worse at the rim.
Yeah, Franz is better at actually just going.
But I'm saying if you create easier opportunities at the rim. I'm saying if he does that, and I think he just gets there more frequently. I'm saying that would have to be his adjustment in his game.
No, I feel you, but if we're both in the same situation and we both see crowded paints, I convert better. Why would spacing not help me more? Like even more, because I'll be even better. I'll get better looks and I'm already better at it. So my efficiency, because I'm going to start from a better spot anyway. And I'm just going to tick up from there. Because I think P5, he'll have more space to operate and it'll help him improve in those areas. But I think he's just a worse finisher. Even with a not so crowded paint, I think he's worse at finishing around the basket.
I mean, which right now could be fair.
I'm trusting the improvement though. No, I'm trusting the improvement to make it closer. I think like if you pulled up their true shooting right now, the biggest problem for Paulo is really not the interior finishing, but it's the free throw shooting. And that's really what's driving his true shooting down. Franz is money from the free throw line, and that's helpful. And that's obviously a plus. That's not to detract from what Franz is doing. But Franz is shooting Franz is going to shoot less threes, presumably, with healthy Bane and healthy Suggs next season. That's going to make Franz look better. But I think the same can be said for Paulo, that the threes he does take as a better overall jump shooter are going to be better looks. But I also think he's going to have more space to operate and get to the cup, or just have less collapsing defenders on him. Like I said, I think a big thing of what they were working on last year was trying to get Paulo to play where he will be playing with a better space team. Like working on the elbows, like turning over your shoulders, seeing the floor, and then working from there. The problem is anyone who cuts in an Orlando Magic game already has three dudes waiting for them in the paint. So it's basically useless. And then he kicks out to an Anthony Black, a Mo Wagner, a Wendell Carter. Like none of those guys were hitting jumpers last year. Like there was no reliable 3-point shooting. And that's part of the reason why Franz took so many bad shots, because he was like, I'm desperate. I got to do something. So that's why I feel like it's going to turn the corner. And I just, to Real Talk's point, I agree. Like he's just a more effective and aggressive scorer. So that's the edge overall for me. And I feel like that's why I'm taking Paolo.
I think the last thing I would say to add to Real Talk's point, even though I'm firmly here, right? Franz is a more effective driver. I agree with that, right, Wes? I think to answer your question, I think people trust Paolo's shot more than Franz. So ideally, the biggest problem I have with him, at least, is the shot diet. If you're telling me the space is creating more clean ways to improve at how he gets overall to the paint, and his diet is better, then that player ceiling wise could be better than Franz. Like that would have to be the way that you sell it to me, in my opinion. But we don't know.
Yeah,
I gotta see.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, you told me Franz actually fixed his shot though, because like I haven't seen any clips or.
I mean that it seems that he's kind of ironed out the hits a little bit. Whether or not that'll stay, because like again, coming into last season, Tatum had fixed his shot. The hitch was gone. And then as the season waned, the hitch was right there again. So I think players kind of fall into what they're most comfortable with. But we'll see. You know, apparently he's supposed to have fixed it. And for what it's worth, he should be a much better 3-point shooter. I'm not saying he's got to be 40%, but you know, Franz has had some really, 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 really bad months. And it doesn't track for his game. He's a good free throw shooter, good mid-range shooter, and the three being putrid, that makes sense. So I think even getting it to 34%, it'll do so much of his game. But I understand like being a more aggressive player for P5 and, you know, why that would make somebody lean that way.
Yeah. I'm going to take us away from that to see if you guys see our list right now.
Is that Jaden McDaniels?
Yes.
Ooh. Interesting. I could see why I could see why I talked myself into top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will say yes.
Under Chris Middleton.
We have OG and Jaden behind Chris Middleton, Franz, and DeMar is at 6.
Yeah, DeMar's in front of all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
I kind of cringe a little bit at that at that out of us a little bit, but
tough.
Yeah.
Luck.
I don't know what we said here.
Is Trey Murphy playing 30 minutes this season?
Oh, Trey Murphy
that might be
talk.
a lot.
That, by the way, he's gonna be a fun player. I go say too much, but he's gonna be a very interesting player on these lists this time around. I want to see if things have really changed there. But yeah,
I like Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's a good player.
He's on the next list we're doing. That's for sure. 30 minutes?
28.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'm a Trey Murphy fan, but
Pelicans have a team that like has good players. I just don't know. I don't know how you play all of them.
bro, the Pelicans are so confusing,
Maybe.
dog.
maybe. Yeah, 28. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I could talk into 30.
All right. Oh, you know what? MPJ is officially on this list with this small ass head. Okay. Oh, we put MPJ. Wow. MPJ tops out the 11 through 15 list. I'm sorry. What was the name you guys were on?
I mean, I guess the guy I'm throwing Denny into the conversation.
Okay.
But we have talked about guys like
RJ,
Derek. We discussed earlier. Brandon Miller, I think, is due for a good season. Trey Murphy is a good name. I don't think he starts, so that's also a factor.
I'm probably taking RJ before Denny.
Oh my goodness!
No, but listen, no. I understand why you would say that because again, listen, we have to add context, okay? The context to you potentially saying that is when he got traded to the Raptors, he played the most efficient stretch of his career. Like it looked good.
Yeah, he was hooping.
So I think that's why you would say that. However, no.
Yeah, no,
Denny's just better at the sport though. So I mean,
yeah.
I liked RJ this time too. I think I was higher on Denny because I also wanted him to be a Sixer and he wasn't. So I just
You have been trying to get them in a
you
team
were
for 3 years.
pushing that
Yeah.
propaganda.
I tried.
He was doing
man.
that, yeah.
If only Philly
Derek was
listened to
doing that.
me.
Yeah. Denny's really good though. He's really
He
good.
is.
Actually, he's above damn near everybody in 6 through 10 right now too. Besides,
Yeah, Denny
Franz,
would actually be like
obviously.
top 7 probably.
Yeah.
Franz, you could
I can see that.
argue OG. I think you could argue OG. But after that, he's there.
Is OG better than Franz to y'all?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
No, that offense is just. It should have been there last year. Last year should have been his year to like show out offensively, and he did not.
I think that's why OG
talking about
kind of
OG?
fell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he was. I mean,
Brunson and Cat took so much attention.
They did.
OG
I think
should
he's
have been
a
that
solid
money.
role player, offensive player. Like,
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? But I think that's what you should expect from him. I don't think you should expect anything more than that. Like,
I think he could have been and probably should have been better than that. That's the thing.
okay.
I expect more out of what OG should be.
Fair enough.
I think why OG is here on this list right here, which some people are going to say is disrespectful, is because this was OG on the Raptors where he was hurt a lot, didn't really have great offensive showings as much, was still a beast defensively, but it's like if you're not playing that well on a team that's really not winning, I think that kind of hurts, all of your impact. And keep in mind, this is before he played a single stretch of basketball at all on his new team. So I think I can understand him being here now. In hindsight, he's probably top 7 right now, most likely for OG.
Yeah, still very much a high quality defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much still that. So yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon to Golden State.
I'm sorry, like I really don't want to be in any way disrespectful, Derek, but I don't believe shit until I get an official chance post because they'll say McConnell's like, oh, Al Horford could have signed with the Warriors, and it's August 20th right now. I'm
For
gonna
sure.
wait, bro.
For sure.
I need it to be confirmed.
I just like the idea. Brogdon should be on a team somewhere. He wouldn't be bad
Brogdon's
with
good.
y'all.
He just,
Yeah.
you know,
He just be getting hurt.
He
That's
just
all.
doesn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what we love to do. Get really good players that get hurt, don't really
Yeah.
play.
I mean, it's that or Corey Joseph. I feel like I'm taking Brogdon for 35 games over Corey.
I'm taking a glass of water over Corey Joseph on my team because he was like I was so mad because he was starting for Orlando in the playoffs, and this man was horrible on my roster. So like, I'm off of that. But yeah, this essentially rounds out our list. Our main debates were for all the spots before. At this point, we were kind of like knee deep trying to find players at this point. Our final list is, I believe, right here. Let me go to like.
We didn't rank Lou Dort.
He did
No,
not make
Dort
the
was
top
honorable
15.
mention.
Clay got in over him.
Clay got in over
Wowzers.
Dort. Yeah, that's wow. I don't know how we got there.
I think we just, you know what we said? We said Luka's going to create all these great shots for Clay. And Clay
Oh,
was
that
doing
was
that.
the
probably
you're
what-
right.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
was what it was. Yeah.
Trey, Denny, RJ. I mean, I'm not mad at us
Jaime
for having
Jaquez
RJ.
being
Kind of
Jaime
mad at
Jaquez
us for
honorable mention.
MPJ. That's kind of gross. Is MPJ going to be anything this year?
on the
I
net.
think so, and I definitely think that swap is getting a tad bit overrated. But
The swap.
Okay, I have someone with me on this a little bit. I think the swap is a great swap, but I do think Cam Johnson has been overrated for a couple years a little bit, in my opinion. I think he's a good player, but I think that like his ceiling as a player isn't as high as some people might think it is. I think his floor is really high though, and that's why they got him. So
Yeah,
I can understand that.
I was gonna say. I mean, I don't see the potential downside to Cam at all
No.
compared to MPJ personally. Like I think he's just like he's a smarter player, a more willing passer. Even if you say he's a weaker shooter, like I don't think it's bad enough to be concerned. And defensively, like Cam tries. I can't say the same about MPJ. I think that's an easy pick.
Wait, so then
Cam's better. It's just like
Mhm.
it's been talked about, like the getting Cam Johnson, the acquisition of Bruce Brown. It's like, oh my God,
Getting the band back
Denver's
together.
back. And it's like,
right.
I guess, like what? I'm not saying it can't work, but I'm saying like I surely want to see it before I just believe like some others. Like I don't even know if Bruce Bowen can for sure be better than Russ was last year. I don't
Yeah.
know that for sure.
That's where I'm
I don't
with
think
you.
he will be.
Yeah, that's where I'm with you. I think it's been understated how good Russ actually was, especially in the mid part of the season. And it was like a chunk. It wasn't like, oh, we're trying to overreact to 6 games. Like he had a month and a half to 2 month stretch where he was arguably their fourth best player, and he was
Mhm.
one of their more stabilizing forces on their team. I think the thing I kind of do buy the Cam Johnson stock. I think watching MPJ for a season intently, like every game.
That shit one that
No, he's an
I know.
idiot. He's an idiot.
And I think Cam in that system playing with players that good is like specifically Jokic. I think Cam will definitely be a more steadying and stabilizing force than MPJ. They'll miss the rebounding, but I think Cam will make up for it with just being a better defender, and I think he'll be a more reliable offensive player when his 3-point shot. Let's say he has gone cold. Cam can still be effective. Cam can also do things. I'm not saying he's going to be great off the catch. I'm not trying to drag it or anything, but I think he'll attack closeouts better than MPJ. I think he'll be more
Yeah.
effective in those situations, and I think that'll actually really serve them in a positive manner. But the Bruce Brown stuff, I don't think you're bad for 2 years and then you just come be great all of a sudden. Like, I don't know. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He could. We know how playing beside Jokic is. He could be great again.
I have an argument for Bruce Brown that isn't rooted in 100% logic. Cam Johnson was like he has bricks in his shoes. That's funny. My argument for Bruce Brown West is this: Al Horford was not the same when he left Boston. He did not play in OKC. He played for Derek's team. You saw how that looked. And then as soon as he went back to Boston, the Black Magic was right there. Is there any potential Denver Black Magic there for Bruce Brown? Is that possible?
That's what
for
I
you?
was wrapping up. What I was my statement with. Like,
Yeah.
there's a chance that the Jokic effect is that real, and that's what a lot of people who are like all in on the Bruce Brown move and feeling like he could be better than Russ because I talked to Swiper pretty religiously during the
Clearly.
season, and ha 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 at the beginning of the off season too, and his stance is, hey, Bruce will be better than Russ because the high risk stuff won't be there. Like he's not as volatile as a player, and Jokic makes his teammates better. And if that's the case, and Bruce gets back to exactly what he was, then yeah, for sure. I question that, I do. But it's possible.
Mhm.
It's possible.
I think they're asking him to do less than he did the first time around. That's why I trust Bruce to be pretty good. I don't think he has to be like their sixth man or their like plug-in starter to close games. I don't think he has to be all that. I think he just has to be serviceable, and I think it's a scheme he mostly will already know, having played with most of these guys. So I don't think he'll be like what Al Horford has been doing the past couple of years, like, because that is some like sacrifice at play, some witchcraft going on in Boston. But I think Bruce can be like serviceable at least.
That's fair. I think it'll be interesting in early October when we finally have to like rank teams and whatnot for Denver, because I like the fit. I'm with him in the sense that people are like I've never heard so many people talk about Cam Johnson as much outside of these 365 days.
Well, he's
Because
played in
after-
Brooklyn. He's been in Brooklyn.
Well, yeah, I know, but like I've seen other good players go to bad spots and consistently be mentioned. Cam Johnson to me like was never that great of a player. I think the idea of him is better than what people actually think he is from a casual thing. I think he's a good player though, and I think that he does make them a better team. It's just a matter of like what that will actually translate to. I want to see. That's all, But yeah, this is our small forward list. I gotta say, Jaime Jaquez being at all anywhere near this list, I fell for the shit.
Funny times.
Yeah, that was bad. Brandon Miller is a guy that I think can be good, but he probably also shouldn't be on this list either. Low key.
Honorable mention.
I can see it maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because you remember he got hurt last year, and
He did get
he only played
get hurt a little bit.
I don't think he played more than 15 games. So I think B Mill, the upside is still there.
Fair. I think there might be some more faces. Lou Dort not making this list is kind of crazy out of us. I can't lie.
Yeah, one of the best defensive players in the league.
We got to tweet out about having Klay Thompson. Oh, but see, listen, that's how great of a player Luka Doncic was. That in our heads, like, oh, okay, Klay Thompson can go get his shot back. No, he should have been on this list. So that's a fumble,
good, bro. Have y'all been watching? Have y'all been seeing any of the clips over there?
Bro, he's been killing, bro. He's been killing overseas.
Bro, this brother is walking the 30. Bro, I'm actually worried for these teams. Bro, do y'all see how he's shooting the basketball right now?
Bro, the thing is,
Yeah.
it's 30 overseas. Like, it's easier to score in the NBA. I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, amazing
Y'all
what
see him people again?
being 30 pounds lighter do for you, man. 240 something compared to 270.
No,
And it's funny because niggas really tried to act like 270 was wild. Like, no way, he's not 270. You guys are tripping. He's not that big. Like, bro, he was huge.
I don't know who told you
kinda
that.
looked
They were
big.
lying straight.
Oh, plenty of people
Yeah,
tried
they
to
were
act
lying
like that.
straight.
We were on the same side though with that real talk. But yeah, plenty of people were in denial about that. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finna have another 24 season, and I'm finna be on y'all ass.
Oh, he is waiting. He's waiting to get his shit off.
See,
He waiting to get his shit off.
Luka's gonna do it.
LeBron not gonna
It's
let
the
that happen.
team. Ugh, I don't know.
I cannot wait for the point guard list. I cannot wait for the point guard list. That's gonna be a fun time around these parts. So
Is
Yeah,
that gonna
man.
be like based
believe I
off
gotta
last
look at
season or
De'Aaron
like heading
Fox's
into next
face on
season? That changes my list.
So okay. So last year we did, I think, 3 percentages. We did, I believe it was maybe 40% last year, and then it was 20% projection, and then
That's
I
all you have to say.
believe
Last year is less than 0.5%. That's how that matters. So,
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
who I got at number one. Easy one. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How do y'all think we should do it?
No, I feel like the formula we had was cool.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what the formula is, it's it's a certain guy, back-to-back first team All-NBAs, MVP, Finals MVP. Yeah, certain guy, 30 in his sleep. Certain guy who I feel like is clear one,
Still can't pass.
but we'll see.
Still,
It's whatever.
I mean,
Okay,
there was a game. There was a game in the play. Actually, like 2 or 3 in the playoffs that went against that narrative. Served to kind
You
of
see how
debunk
you
it.
like remember the 2 or 3? That means the other 20 some odd. He wasn't. You remember that game where he just wasn't
Hold
passing in
on,
Indiana?
hold on.
You remember that game in the
Mm.
finals in Indiana? Where
I
he
remember
just
that game.
wasn't passing?
I do. Trust. I definitely do. But in the famous words of my guy, game is about a bucket. Who's doing that better?
Oh no,
than-
we do
than
that
two
well
right now?
too. We do that very well. Don't worry. We do that very well as well. Don't worry.
Hey, who's the better scorer? Shea or Luka in the second half?
Hey,
In the second half. Oh, you
I'm
wanna be
just
fair.
I'm just wondering. I don't know. But yeah, chat. This is the end of our VOD review. Unfortunately, all of the other VODs are cooked because playback does not keep them alive after this point. But thankfully, I will be multi-streaming. So these VODs are going to be available on YouTube for next off-season reconsumption. Our next list, our first list actually is going to be the NBA top 25 under 25. That should be, I think, Monday, right, guys?
Yeah, Monday
no,
works.
I was all wrong. I didn't tweeted it out, tagged the guys.
Oh
Top
shit!
25 under 25 today. I know people tight. Ah man, all right, that's Monday. Okay, cool. I was cramming to finish the list for no reason. All right.
It's
I mean,
giving
good homework on your part because I also got to do my research on all of it for me
say,
still.
I might have time to overthink it. I finished mine, and it gets nasty after a certain number. It might get nasty.
Oh, for
before that.
sure. For
Um,
sure.
Yeah.
I
Really?
think you could
Okay.
get nasty
When
quite
I
early,
had to put
honestly.
when I had to type Hero's name, bruh. When I had to type Hero's name, bruh, it was like, okay.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so
What
I'll
is
tell you right
that?
now. Tyler's not on my list because he's 25.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh,
so we are
it's-
cutting
okay.
out 25. It's
Yeah,
just
if you're
under
20
25.
Yeah, I don't have any 25
okay.
either.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right.
have any problem with that because it's technically called under 25.
Mhm.
So like I can understand that. That's fair. That's
I'm
fine.
cool with that. Then that I have time to amend my list. That means Jalen
Okay.
Green gets to shoot up a little bit.
I didn't even think about Jalen Green.
Shoot up.
Shit.
Jay, get
I-
Jalen Green.
He said shoot up. He said shoot up for Jalen Green.
Woo! Hey, Valley Boys, we here. Valley Boys, we here, man.
Valley Boys,
Step
we
in,
here.
man.
Okay.
Big fours, man. Throw your fours
Okay.
up, however you want to do it. Valley Boys, we are here. My
I ain't
God.
gonna lie, you realer than me because I done got off that train. I'm not gonna lie.
Retarded switched
I
up.
was
Retarded
full
switched
last
up for
year,
KD.
man. I was wearing the jersey, man. I
I knew
all
that
the
shit
way
was cap
there.
out of real
Then-
talk too.
Then he did
I
that
swear
to
I
me?
knew.
Come on, man. You gonna do that to me in the playoffs? No, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm done with
That series was very wicked out of Jalen Green. I must say, bro. There ain't no other way to put that, man. I'm sorry. But,
Man, I
Jalen
understand
Green
choosing your
just would have
piece.
played half decent, we would have beat them. Just
Man,
half
yeah.
decent.
love all the ifs, man. Love all the
All
ifs.
I
You
needed
know?
was a game.
You
Man,
know?
screw half decent. I just needed one more game, bro. Like, if he game 2 and game 7, everybody would have had to shut up. But it's
Bro,
all right,
all
man. You
Jalen
know,
Green
Valley
needed
Boys,
was
we live.
one game like Aaron Wiggins, where it's like I got 16, 18 points efficiently. I'm doing my job. Like cool. Couldn't do it. Unfortunate, man.
Her brothers.
Yeah.
Stunk.
16
Oh
to
my
18.
goodness.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bro.
Valley
I did not-
Boys, we are here, man. Got Bradley Bill out the way. It's cool.
I
And-
cannot
and-
wait for that.
This Devin Booker trade request is going to hit because then they can move my guy where he belongs. So it's cool.
Where's
He gonna ask for a trade?
He
I
got to
don't
be
think
a
so.
one, man. No, I'm saying like they got to put my guy on the ball. Just get him with a pick and roll big.
He
and just
talking
keep
about
him
Jalen
down
Green
here.
on the ball.
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of
Keep him
their best
down here.
player.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
gonna get rid of their best player for Jalen.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say get rid of. I said he'll ask for
Oh.
a trade
I'm
Right.
actually
and hand the franchise over to us, man. No, we need
I'm
some of
actually
that.
very happy
franchise
he gets
us.
to play off of somebody now. Actually, yeah.
But that's true too. Like we,
That's true.
no more Turkish hoops, man.
No Sengun
Respect.
slander will be tolerated.
Mm.
From who? You?
For
No
who?
Sengun slander will be tolerated. Okay.
Man, come on, man.
I don't know what
Not a
he's gonna do
fan.
next to KD.
Not a fan.
Ooh,
He hooping right now though, Euro. Like
Yup.
he needs some help out there, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, team stinks.
They are
I haven't
terrible.
tuned. I haven't tuned in to see it,
Number
but
number
they
two,
don't got a
all right
lot.
though. Number two on the team, he all right. Number two might have some potential.
I think Korkmaz is still on the roster, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Furkan.
oh shit,
Yeah.
Boy,
Furkan
oh
on the
boy.
roster. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Shout out
Boy,
to
oh
Turkey,
boy.
man. Hooper.
Luka team buns too, bruh.
Yeah, it's true. They've, they got one in the NBA. That's honestly a miracle by itself.
he's
True.
like really
And
good.
for the one to be that
he's
good
really
is
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy
remember
though. I
Kuzma
gotta
Jokic.
see what they do in Serbia, man. Serbia had they got a little squad over there, bro. Obviously, Jokic is what brings everything together, but
Yeah.
even the players that they have
look
that
at real
aren't in the
tough
NBA,
face.
you know.
Bro, this brother doesn't miss a chance to glaze Jokic, bro. It's crazy, bro. Obviously, Jokic brings it all together. Okay, all right, okay.
Hey man, impact, impact, man. Big word. But yeah,
Giannis for
y'all.
MVP, by the way. Just putting that up
Which
there,
is
Giannis.
another, bro.
You're not
These
taking your
lists are gonna
guy?
be so fun.
You're not taking your guy?
They after I saw that they didn't give it to him after 24, I've come to the conclusion they just aren't going to give one to him because they
He
have
got a
some
Laker
independence
boost.
for other
Don't do
players.
that. Don't do that.
Yeah, nah.
He has a
He was
Laker
so-
boost, and you
he
know
was
that.
so hands down the
Oh,
MVP
man.
in 24 and didn't get the award. I was like, you know what?
Hands down.
hands
know.
down.
Hands
I don't know.
Okay.
Bro, what do
down.
because Derek, what they're saying is you have to be better than 34, 9, and 9 on 62 true shooting. Hey, if that's the criteria, maybe we'll never get there. You know, maybe we'll never ever get. If that's not enough, I don't know what's enough. So,
I don't know. I think
is what
I
it
think
is.
the Lakers fandom is going to be a nice little boost.
It's
I
a
can
boost for
tell you-
sure.
Coast to coast games, man. This is all the eyes are on Luka.
They are.
hopefully, I hope you're right. I really do.
I ain't gonna hold you though. They suck, bro. We ain't got it. Man,
Who
you gotta win.
Lakers.
You gotta win 55 at least to really get a nod. I don't think that's happening. I think Jokic wins 55 this year. I think Shea obviously wins 55. I think Durant could be in position to win 55. Yeah, I think even Ant, depending on where his development takes him, he could end up getting the Timberwolves at 55. And if that's the case, I don't see it for Luke.
You don't think Luka, like, I'm not high on the Lakers, but let's say they get 48, 49, and that's like 4 to 5 seed.
I don't think that
You're
cuts
telling
in the
me
West,
Luka's, I'm
Mm-mm.
sure, obscene stat line is not going to be enough?
Absolutely. Nah, I don't think it matters. To Real Talk's point, I give him a hard time about it, but when he did do 34, 9 to 9, 150 or 51 games,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I didn't really have a shot at winning. Like, granted, Dallas versus LA, but I don't think, I think it'll be too many teams. Because I think it may sound funny, but I'm serious about this Durant stuff. I think the Rockets, if they win 55 games, Durant will be in the running for sure. Like, I think he'll get a real nod, a real push too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see it for him. Even though the Rockets were just a 50-win team.
I don't
I'm-
see KD being a serious MVP contender. For me personally, I don't really see that. I think he'll be, a very efficient scorer, which that's what he is. But MVP at this point, they've made it clear it's about a certain level of play. And I mean, Kevin Durant just isn't going to hit that mark, in my opinion.
I think the Rockets might be. Spot. I think so too. I think the Rockets are going to be a bit more cautious with them too.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. Because whatever he has left in the tank, it'll be all be expended with them, so they don't. I could see them not wanting to rush it. Put too much pressure on this year, knowing that you have next year. I mean,
I wouldn't be thinking like next year. I think they're thinking about winning, but I think they'll sacrifice KD's games. Yeah.
I can see that too. I can see that.
I mean, my thing is
the emergence of Amen Thompson and just the brilliant player he'll be next year.
I'm not gonna lie, is he starting to get overrated?
Yes, thank God. Thank you for asking.
Yes. I'm trying to ask that question because it's like I've been hearing his name a lot, and I'm like, I think he's really good, but man, the way people be talking about him,
the year 3 buzz for
is loud, man.
Objectively a role player at this current juncture, I've never seen. Obviously, I think he's going to be very good. I think he'll develop into a star, but he's not there yet, and he's already talked about like one.
Because
Agreed.
We have 2 eyes. Sometimes you got to throw logic to the wind and accept what you're watching. You're watching an absolute generational athlete out there on the court who has good basketball IQ and very good basketball instincts, and then even showed us a bit of progress as far as his touch, floater range, and that little mid-range.
And Şengün was still better than him in the playoffs.
Didn't take many, but could hit a corner 3. I'm just saying, we've seen the progression.
No,
but this is what I wait, this is what I'm saying.
He didn't take I didn't take many last year either. Real talk. I didn't take many either.
I think Amen.
Ben Simmons took 0.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No. I think Amen is good enough defensively, and his athleticism, bro. If he can just get a better handle and consistently attack the rim a little bit more, because he's already I think he's a really good passer as well. So I don't know, just be more of a downhill threat more consistently with a better handle. That alone takes him up to different levels, because the level of defensive player he is.
So
go ahead.
So okay, here's my thing with this, right? I was one of the believers in the camp that said Amen might be the best player on the Rockets right now, right? I was kind of there. And then when I saw the playoffs, he was legitimately pretty much a 0 offensively for the first half of the series.
Few games, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is a limited sample size, but obviously it's a complete size that we're trying to go off of to say, oh, he's going to be a star. I don't know. I'm just saying Şengün had a more prominent role for their team to have success in the playoffs than he did. I think the Amen Thompson hype has to be he's going to be a top 5 defender next year. And he will, his actual creation with his handle will be Denny level. To me, that's the argument if you're going to tell me he's going to be a star next year.
Oh,
and I don't think it's going to get there. Yeah.
No, it's not. No chance.
I don't think it's going to get there for me. I don't know.
And then on top of that, let's say he does make those improvements, though.
Okay.
Top 5 defender, he won't be. I'm very confident. I feel very confident saying that.
Well, that's Chet, Wemby, Mobley.
But he'll still be a really good defender. Great, even, But my thing is,
y'all didn't finish
offensively. You said what?
Gifted didn't finish the 5 that were just better. He just said.
I mean,
I just named 3.
Yeah. You can automatically pencil in Bam, and then
Draymond.
The 5th, I was gonna say you could say Dre. You could also run to AD. I know how much you love him. I know what you think of AD. Real talk.
That was good. That was good.
I know how you
feel about AD. That was good, Wes. That was good. That was good.
Oh, man.
Very good.
But to the point, my only thing with Amen Even if he does make those improvements that Real Talk is, has mentioned, and I think they're realistic. I think the handle is more realistic than the shot coming into this season. So let's say he does that. I still don't see an uptick in volume in terms of like raw scoring production to a degree that makes me think he climbs levels or affects anything that's going on with KD when it comes to MVP. Like, I think if he does get MVP shouts and if he is in the run, excuse me, or in the race, it'll be because KD is being KD. 28 a game, qualifies with the games played, and super efficient. And they win a bunch of ball games.
Can I make
Yeah.
a proposition?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can see in half court settings, right? Let's say that a team playing the Rockets might put their weaker um, perimeter defensive player on a men. And obviously, the best one is going to be on KD. I think the second best one is going to be on the main ball handler, which is Fred VanVleet, right? Now, what if we see Amin Thompson short roll opportunities and pick and roll actions with Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant hits Amin in that little pocket pass, and now we see Amin Thompson operating in a quasi drum like Draymond type role. Uh, you know, finishing, maybe throw a lob pass to Sengun or a drop off pass, hit a Jabari Smith in the corner.
I was with you until you said
Maybe
lob
finish.
to Shengun, but
I
It should
had
not
to
happen.
change it to lay down
Yeah,
pass. I had to change it to
yeah.
lay down pass.
Because he
Yeah.
ain't gonna come back down lit,
so
lay down pass.
here's the thing, real talk. I think you painted a nice picture and a picture that I would like to see from Thompson. The problem is Udoka is the head coach, and I've seen far too many possessions go by where offensive creativity was dead in the water or never existed in the first place. And then the previously mentioned Şengün. I don't think they're going to put Şengün in the dunker to let Amin have some fun with the short roll. And I think Kevin will specifically say, get this kid away from me. I'll go with the actual all-star first. So,
Or you probably can see you can actually play a min in the dunker role, and he can actually be.
that's cool.
I think that's what he's gonna do.
And I think that's probably a better spot for him. But like what you're saying, and that's the thing. Like, I'm agreeing with you. I also see star written on Thompson, but I like, man, it won't happen this year. I don't think he'll get the opportunity. Yeah, like I don't know. I just don't see the world where like they're going to be hyper focused to compete and try and win, and let Thompson grow as like the ball handler that you're talking about.
I just don't think that leap for him is this year. I think it's 1 year after that. I think this is the year where he gets real comfortability and then has a whole off season to work on his actual game beyond that. Like, I think he needs a year to adjust, and it's his first time playing with a player like, I would say, KD. Once he figures that process out, I think then he'll take that leap. I still think he'll be a better player, but I just don't like. Okay, I don't think Ahmed's gonna be a better player than Denny next year, probably. And it's like, if I can't say that comfortably, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
I don't know, man. I just feel like
tough
when I
one.
watch a min,
I'm just saying, we saw what Denny did last year. Am I like?
No, Denny's really good.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
not
even,
about
and it's not even like from a skill
Denny.
perspective. I can really argue that, but it's like a man is just such an effective player.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah,
You just
he-
watch
he-
him. It's
hey.
like, man, he just is contributing to winning in so many different ways. Like on ball defense, off ball defense, great offensive rebounder. Like,
Yeah. The other
pass.
factor is the winning. Like, I trust the Rockets are going to do a little bit more winning than Portland this year.
Absolutely,
And
will.
that is going to like paint how we look at them too. You know what I mean? Like, and that's no shade to Denny. I think it's pretty fair to say Denny is further along in his development than Amin is. But man, when Portland's like battling for 35 wins, and I'm assuming Houston's going to be in like the 52 to 55 range,
Mhm.
am I really going to be looking at Denny and being like, that's definitely better than Amin's probably like 16-8 with that All NBA defense again?
I think so. If I'm seeing him show like almost like star level effectiveness in many different areas, I think that's fair to say. Like, I think there's so much about his game that doesn't get talked about because it's Portland. Who the fuck is watching Portland realistically outside of us? Or, you know what I'm saying? But like I think the way it'll be talked about though is defensively, Amin is like a superstar at that in a whole lot of, I would say, minds. Denny isn't like a superstar in any one trait, but he's way more well-rounded than Amin. And I'm just saying, if he's going to have like this breakout year, he would need to be comfortably better than Denny for me. And I don't think he's going to be that. So even if you think he'll be better, is he going to be like comfortably better? I don't think so. I think he'll be very, very good though. Just like that is like, I saw Denny late stretch putting up 30-point damn near triple double. Like, that's a different level to me. I don't know.
Yeah, Denny was on my fantasy team. Not to make it seem like fantasy is everything, but when I say Denny had a hell of a year, Denny had a hell of a year, especially when they ironed out his role within the team. When he first got there, it wasn't clear. And as soon as Chauncey realized, like, yo, that's our best player, everything changed. All bets were off. And he went on to have a really good season. And surprisingly, I may, be in the camp alone or with, just a few patrons with me, but I think the Blazers are going to push for like 43, 44 wins this season.
There are people
a lot of people don't want to say that.
Playing team.
Yeah, there are people saying that.
Yeah, I think
the only thing that holds them back is their offense, but defensively, they got some weapons defensively, man. I'm sorry. They really do.
Yeah.
And they get to unleash Klingon. Being able to unleash Klingon, I think, does so much for that team. And getting Drew Holiday, Tumani still being there, got Denny, Scoot. I know a lot of people are high on him, but he improved year 2. And I think
Shaedon Sharpe gonna be,
Shaedon Sharpe as well. And all you really need from him is health. The healthier he can be, I think the more consistent he'll be. I think his inconsistencies come from that. But they're putting Jeremy Grant. They're bringing him off the bench. Trying to find a trade partner hasn't worked, so they're going to bring him off the bench. And even that, him in a bench role may be a lot better than meets the eye. I think he could be a serviceable player off the bench for them if he buys in. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like I am definitely a fan of the I'm Talking Talk. I'm just saying, if Real Talk or other people are going to tell me like, oh my God, Ama's going to be this and that, to me, it's like, all right, if he's comfortably better than Denny, I'll give you that. But like, if he's in Denny's tier, how good is he really if you compare him to like all of the NBA? Because I don't think anyone would say Denny is like maybe top 15. No, like he's nowhere near those talks,
Yeah, but Amin Thompson to me is going to be a player that kind of mirrors somebody we were talking about earlier, and that's Jimmy Butler. Like, I don't think you can quantify as far as a number per number basis or something like that, like how good Amin Thompson is. Just like I don't think like numbers kind of encapsulate all like how good Jimmy Butler can be on the game-to-game basis. I think he's going to be like in that mode. Or somebody else in the chat also said like Iggy, like a peak Iguodala is still only averaging on some teams like 13, 14 points. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying like Denny might could be this better on-ball creator and all of that stuff, which is definitely valuable. Like I get what you're saying, but it's like if they both, I don't think Denny with on-ball responsibility, if he's your 1 or 2, I don't think that's championship caliber. So now, if you're talking about scaling these players back anyway, I think Amin kind of has them there. So I don't know. We'll just.
I think Denny has a skill set to scale down better than Amin, though.
And on top of that,
I don't think so.
Amin
No?
as a
Okay.
2, that team's not doing anything.
No, I agree. I said both of them aren't to me. So I'm saying, so then it
so
comes to
like as
who's
the
more
third,
valuable, complementing others and plugging holes and stuff like that. And to me, that's Amin. But
I think I'm split. I think defensively and overall in totality, using both sides of the ball. But one of the things that gets overlooked so frequently, Denny is a positive defender.
Yeah.
Not a slight positive. He's a clear positive defender. He actually brings real value on that side of the ball. So then when I look at Amin and Denny, I think Amin, yes, he tracks to be a better player, have a higher ceiling. But when I look at the two guys, it's, hey, Denny offensively in a complementary role makes way more sense in my opinion. And Amin defensively he can lead the charge for like a top 10 defense, and I think that matters. I think both are really valuable, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, I think Denny, not so hidden anymore, but a hidden gem. He's truly a hidden gem, and I think if he were on a team that was competitive, we would speak about Denny way differently. Because Denny's also still young. Like that's the other thing. Like Denny's not some 28-year-old. Like no, Denny's still a young. I think he's like 26.
Denny's really good.
I'll do you one better. This is not the last time we're going to talk about these two, because on Monday when we do our top 25 under 25, both of these players will be available. Denny is 24. He'll be 25 at some point this season. But I'll tell you, both players are on my list. Now, where they're at, you got to tune in and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Great plug. Great plug. Segue out the show, too.
Thank you.
That was a great segue for sure. Yeah.
Derek producing.
Look at Derek. Yeah. Chat, definitely appreciate the time. We did a 2-hour and 43-minute stream. We literally just reacted to a VOD and had some cool basketball talks. Again, Monday, we were doing a NBA top 25 under 25, who we think are the best. Some of it will be slight projection and whatnot. That should be a fun conversation. I'm going to actually make the tier list today, so we don't have a list that has Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, Steven Adams, just nasty shit all over. No, like it's going to be a clear and consistent player pool, and then we'll be getting two things from there. I want to say this right now. Tap into everyone's contents on Twitter. Derek just made a playback room tomorrow. He is going to be having a conversation around Trae Young and how good is he really. And his
brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his upcoming season.
Learning.
It's what I talk about, Derek. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I've been a Trae Young denier, I think, for most of his career, but I want a learning experience. I want to see like maybe there's more to this player than I initially thought. What, like he's poised for a good season. So I want to see how good that season could be.
Do you think he's a top 5 passer in the league?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well then at least you're starting off on some good foundation.
That's why I want to know. Open minds, man. I have an open mind. I said they gifted today. Trae Young's always been a player that I feel like I should like naturally, but I get hung up on like the little things he does that drives me up a wall. But I don't know if that's like actually bad, if it's his situation, if it's him. So I don't know. We're gonna look at it and talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah. I have a theory I spoke on the phone with Derek about as to why we talk about it here on the way that we do. I'm gonna try to make his event tomorrow at 5 to display that. So again, big shout out to Derek. someone drop his link to his playback in the chat. Make sure to go follow that. Obviously, go tap in with the Big Real Talk. He has his own playback room as well. Also, he been going crazy on the YouTube. Shout out to you, brother, on the YouTube success. That's huge.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Go tap into all of that. I'm gonna make sure to put all of their links in the description for the YouTube. All of these streams are gonna also be live on YouTube as well. So those videos will be accessible either there or on playback here for subscribers. But I think that'll bring our stream to an end over here. Any closing statements before our lists are public on Monday?
W stream. Thanks for everyone coming out.
Yeah,
Great chatting with y'all.
Facts. I always enjoy myself over here. I get to talk real hoops over here. You know what I'm saying? No agendas whatsoever. Fun time. You know, spend a lot of time trolling nowadays. So, you know, just trying to just get back and have a good convo.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just, you know, thank you to Gifted, Real Talk, Derek, and all the viewers. And yeah, I'm happy to tap into this. You know, I've always spoken, you know, about sports, but it's always been like a free time thing, never anything too dedicated and too focused. So I'm just glad to be a part of the team and contribute in whatever ways I can.
Absolutely. And again, seeing these takes evolve, like we have limited tape right now, but knowing that all of these are going to be fully uploaded on YouTube and safe, when we recap this in the next offseason, we're going to have the tape on all of us, on all of our takes. So I can't wait to see how these things gracefully age and whatnot. So
be very
appreciate y'all.
Of what I say around here, you know?
Nerd's got to change.
But yeah, you can find these both here and on playback. But peace out. I will catch y'all in the next one. Catch us on Monday at I think what we said 6:30.
I think so.
Right.
We'll set the event if something changes.
Okay, cool. Well, peace out, people. Have a good night.
Peace.
I'm gonna go to sleep. Peace.